Sure,
I
let's
mean,
go.
I'm gonna have
it's a lot
cider.
now.
Because when I think of that park, I think I need to have a cold one in the park.
With all the apples on the roads today, I'm gonna have cider instead.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Rotten
your
apples.
prerogative.
Yeah.
We're going 4 wide. Welcome back to BT on this Monday. Again, Melissa's been talking about it all morning. This is the big story. Day 3 of the Metro workers' strike has begun. 27 locations across the GTA. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Thousands of workers with Unifor Local 414 walked off the job Saturday, effectively shuttering operations at 24 stores. So obviously this affects a lot of employees, 3,700 employees at Metro's, Frankie, but it affects so many more people than that.
Yeah, you know, I live in the Holland Marsh in Bradford, so I have lots of friends and family that are farmers, and many of them will grow and do exclusively grow for Metro, so they're worried right now because, like, where's the produce going to go? The month of August is one of the slowest months for grocery. August and February are the 2 slowest months for grocery, because right now there is a lot of local food, so people are picking out of their gardens.
Interesting. I never thought of that.
Yeah, people are going to
Or
farmers markets.
Yeah.
So typically these are the slow. So maybe strategically, Metro is doing this strike during this month where actually volumes of sales is some of the slowest.
Oh, so there's less incentive to get the workers back on the job, you know, as fast as possible.
Perhaps, but it's such a competitive market. Even though there's good profitability, the margins are small. So I would say that Metro does want to get people back there. But there's a lot of vendors, people that supply grocery right now, that this is a big part of their business, and they're like, I need them back.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so, Melissa, the other question that people are kicking around is, okay, with 27 stores shut down, what's going on with all the food? So what are you hearing?
Well, their spokesperson for Metro says that anything that's non-perishable, it'll go to be sold in stores that are nearby. So any stores that are in the area that are still open, send it to them, or it can go to the food banks too. And then the rest of it, there's a lot of non-perishable in a grocery store too. So that's fine on the shelves for now.
Eva, what's your take? Strike as long as you can. To every employee out there for Metro, and listen, I don't want to get people upset with me. I don't care what grocery store you're working for. When you get a situation where you can do this and fight for your rights in this, especially in this economic environment, you have to do it. Because Eva, there are people legitimately working at these grocery stores who can't. I remember a time where after your grocery store shift, you could buy some stuff at the store you were working at.
Yeah.
And that's not the case anymore. That with inflation and the prices of food, there are employees at grocery stores who have to go to food banks, and you're seeing stories all over social media. That's the situation they're in right now.
Yeah, and a lot of the hours I see, it's part-time, and they're looking for more full-time hours. That's the other problem. And it's not just Metro, right? So it is other grocery stores, and I was reading an article where it said, in fact, some of the other grocery stores are much worse than what the Metro employees are dealing with. So I think it's difficult. I agree that they deserve more, and I hope that they get more. And maybe we should be looking at what the offering is for these employees, looking at the full-time hours. There was a mother, she was like 36 years old, single mom of 3, and she was saying she works at the grocery store and it is not enough for her rent, for her groceries, and to pay for her everyday things now with inflation and the rise in the cost of groceries. So yeah, it's bad all around. And what if all the other grocery stores strike? Right?
Well,
so what if something like that
the other
happens?
aspect about this too is that if wages go up, then prices are going to go up. So generally, when the wages go up, who are they going to put that towards? Is the person
consumer.
that's buying. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to still maintain their margin, try to push their prices up. So something has to happen. There's some people in the business of grocery that are making a lot of money, and they have to figure out how to make the grocery industry more competitive and more fair so that it's fair for the consumer and the employee.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them try, though. You're right.
Yeah.
They'll do that. I read Loblaws had 31% increase in revenue in the last quarter. I'd like to see a grocery store also try and pull that line on people, saying, look, because of this latest negotiation with Unifor, now we got to go up even further. I dare you to try that in this environment, considering the mood that's out there.
But what they'll do is they'll go back to some of the suppliers and say, look, we have wage increases, so now we want to pay you less.
But I
because
feel like
they bully. Like there's a lot of bullying.
There's a lot of layers to that bullying.
There's a lot of bullying that happens on both sides of that. So, you know, right now the Canadian food industry, needs, we've done some investigation on it, but it needs to be investigated further. And then we need to build independence. We need to build independent grocery stores that will be competitive and support those that treat their people well, that provide good quality food at a good price.
And there are a few of those, right?
Yeah.
So if you seek those out as well, you can definitely find an independent grocer and shop there. But
It's such an issue that hits so close to
It
home
does.
for so
Like-
many people,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And I think it might have come as a surprise too that $2 hero pay from the pandemic was taken away for those workers
Yes.
too.
Great point.
Yes.
You know?
Great point. Well, another brick in the wall has been put in between labor and grocery stores in this country.
Reference there you're making.
Speaking of,
Yes.
Melissa's got news coming up after that. JP live with the members of the Classic Albums live band at the Pink Floyd exhibition, talking about all things, you guessed it, Pink Floyd. That's coming up. You're watching BT.